What is up, geeks and geekettes? I have not said that in a very, very long time. So let me do it one more time just to be sure I did it correctly. What is up, geeks and geekettes? This is another edition of the Countdown City Geekcast. Have not done it very often this year, said those words, and we're already halfway through the year. But that's just because how busy we are. My name is AK. I can't even do this right. Now I know how JC feels like on the WrestleCast. My name is Ted, aka Steady, and I am burdened with glorious purpose. And the man to my right is one and only that guy Tommy.
Hello.
And we have some folks in the chat. I want everybody to say what's up, what's going on. We have a fantastic show for you guys. We're going to be talking all about the epic weekend that was SpaceCon.
Yeah.
We want to hear the absolute best thing that happened to you guys, and we're going to be getting into all those. Also, a little later in the show, I did tease that we're doing a massive advanced screening giveaway. I'm not going to say what the movie is yet, but that's going to be coming up later in the show. We're going to give folks some time to get into the chat, to get prepared. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to send a link in the chat where you guys can go. And for those of you who know how this works, go into the link, you register. If you're fast enough and you're quick enough, you'll get the passes emailed to you, and that's how that's going to go. A lot of stuff in the chat.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to get to those in just a second. We're also waiting on some additional members of the team.
Artemis and Bernsey are two friends of mine, so I'm glad that you could jump in.
We're also waiting on some members of the team to jump in the chat. Tommy, before we get into SpaceCon, I know I have slept more in the last 36 hours than I have in the last week prior.
I believe it.
How is it going for you? Are you fully recovered yet?
I am probably about 80 to 85% back to where I was before SpaceCon. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'm still at 100% yet because of the weather and everything, but I'm closer. But, geez Louise, what a weekend. What a freaking weekend. And it was great, but no, I haven't fully recovered on sleep yet. No.
I don't know. My body is like, nope, we're going into a coma right away. That's what we're doing. And
See, I tried to do that, but nope. Allergies said, no, we got to stay up a little bit longer so you can suffer some. I was like, thanks, allergies. You're welcome.
And it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but no, like the last week I probably averaged 4 hours of sleep, and then in the last 36 hours I've probably slept about 16 hours. So
I believe it. You
no.
needed to, though. That's the difference. Is that I don't think like because you made a post earlier about how much work that we all put in together, but you guys don't understand how much work he puts in. He's this way. He puts in just by himself. Yes, we all help out, and I'm happy we were able to. He does so much by himself. Don't get it twisted. This dude does a lot of work on his own, and we kind of reap the benefits.
I like to make everybody's lives a lot easier, and I'm willing to put myself and my health at risk for the greater good. Like I said, burdened with glorious purpose. Hey, we got another part of our team, and she's from LA. She's mostly hanging out with the Star Wars Stuff podcast. You probably saw her at the booth this past weekend, and this was her first SpaceCon. So I told her, you got to get on the stream so you can tell us exactly what you thought. And this is not her first rodeo. She's been to a lot of cons. So now we're going to get to hear from somebody who's another like professional con goer what her thoughts are. Everyone say what's up to Mary.
Hey, Mary!
Hi. Long time no see.
I know.
Absolutely.
It's been like so long.
I know, right? Well, yeah, it was my first SpaceCon. It was so much fun. I think the best part was getting to actually see everybody in person.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite part of all, outside of finally meeting Hayden Christensen.
I'm
Finally meeting your first time.
So if you don't listen to the Star Wars Stuff podcast, I'm very open about this on there. I went all the way to Japan for Celebration, and a big part of that was to meet him. And I got caught up in that whole fiasco of waiting in line 3 days and never getting to meet him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it became a mission to meet
Yeah.
him, and so I got his autograph and a picture this time.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
so that was a highlight.
you done did well. Autograph
Yeah,
and picture. Yeah, I have my Vader helmet signed by him in front of me. I need
nice.
to figure out. Once upon a time, this shelf was like barren and had nothing on it, and I was just
Yeah.
like, man, I really should find stuff to put on it. And for some, I blinked and I woke up one day and I was just like, I have no more room. I need a new house for all my stuff.
That's exactly what happened to me. That's exactly I have too many Funkos, too many pictures. There's this blank space right here. That's where the poster that I brought with me to SpaceCon goes. This nice empty spot.
I actually want, if it's in an easily accessible place, for you to show folks what that poster looks like, because it is remarkable. And the fact that you have what, maybe half or close to half of those autographs almost.
I wish. I think by the end of this month I'll have half. So
Okay.
I can go grab it. It will take me a minute where I'll just jump off and go grab it really quick
Yeah.
Sure.
and stuff. But so you guys are prepared. It's a poster that I got and it's all different Star Wars characters as tarot cards. And what I'm having is each actor or voice actor sign each card. So far I have Ashley Eckstein, Sam Witwer, Hayden Christensen, Ian McDermott, Daniel Logan. And at the end of this month, I'll have Mark Hamill, Ahmed Best, Brendan Wayne, and Lateef Crowder added to that.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
It's gonna be great.
I know. I'm
I'm,
very excited.
all right. I'm gonna do better of getting through the chat. Everyone who originally said hi, what's up? Um, Artemis KF says hello, congrats on the great weekend, much appreciated.
Hmm.
I'm going to say this throughout this stream, and I know we got a lot to talk about, but our job, like I told this to a few people, there's a lot of components to like it being a great, successful event. Yes, we have a part in it, but also the audience has a part in it, and Tommy knows what I'm talking about. Like if we're up there and there's nobody in the crowd, if there's nobody asking questions, if there's the crowd's not even engaged in what we're talking about, then it goes all out the window. Like it's
Yeah.
just not fun, or it's not as fun. So you folks who show up early, because even the morning panels were stacked,
Yeah.
and we felt the energy, and you guys were ready to go and all the good stuff. So yeah. Maria says SpaceCon was awesome. Your panels were amazing. She's clearly talking about Tommy. Clearly.
No. Yours were great too. You had a ton. Dude, you had Tom. You had Tom.
They were all so entertaining. You guys all did so great.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna get into some of the details about some of these panels. I love this next comment. Carlos says, "Sleep is relative." You
Sleep is
you,
relative, actually.
you have
That's actually a
no
very true
idea
statement.
how
Yeah.
right you are. Kevin says, "I missed out on so many panels. I'm bummed to hear that, Kevin." Kevin's been a longtime follower of the show. Carlos says, "Hey, Mary." Sean,
Hi.
hey. Heather says, "We all appreciate everything the Space Con team, the community, vendors, etc. did. It was my twin girls and my first convention." I keep saying this to people. If you ever have a first convention, this is the one to go
It
to.
really is. It really
Highly
is.
recommend. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know some people, like there are hiccups, and I think I heard stuff about lines, them still figuring out lines on Friday and things like that. But for if you got to think about it, if you're a first time con goer, the fact that you can get like refillable popcorns, refillable drinks, if you buy VIP, there's that VIP lounge and you get food whenever you feel like it. Like all those kinds of things make it really easy on a person.
Yeah.
It's not, and I know folks complain about the size of the venue. However, if you go to like San Diego Comic Con, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that convention center is a mile long, and so
Yeah.
if you want to go from one end to the other, if you want to go from a panel to a vendor, it's a 10-minute walk every single time. So like there are pros and cons whenever you're dealing with like the size of the venue. This one, it's condensed. Everything is within 2 minutes.
It's
Like
so manageable.
so manageable. Yeah,
It really
Yeah.
is.
you can figure it out. You can plan out your whole day, and the promoters, the organizers, and all of the companies that help out in between, like the photo ops and the CGC authenticators and all that. Like everyone kind of works together. So if you have an issue, there's multiple people, there's multiple teams to figure it out, and you just don't get that in a lot of places. So Heather, I'm so glad that it was your first convention. I keep telling folks, if you haven't been to one, this is the one to go to. And for the folks that do like conventions, they got to keep going to this one because it. You see how it turned out.
Yep.
I will
Uh,
say, I know you brought up the line situation. I will
yeah,
tell people every single convention is always going to have line problems. There,
This is
it's
also true.
no, yes, every convention will have line problems. But I will say this: I did a lot of photo ops and I did a lot of autographs, and this was probably the most organized and well thought out systems for sure.
yeah. I I agree, and I always think like Friday. There's always hiccups. I want to train the volunteers one time. I don't know because I've been going to conventions since I was in my early 20s, and so like I've been going for nearly 20 years to
So
conventions.
I was going to say, so 3 years.
Nice.
I wish my son is almost in his early 20s now, so
Good
that's how
lord.
old, that's how old I am. Um, but wouldn't you wouldn't know it if unless you asked me. I've literally done anything and everything you could imagine at a convention. My very first convention, guys, this is what I used to do. I used to build the booths, and they weren't as easy as they are right now. Like the tables used to be made out of wood. You'd have to put it all together. Like I'm talking, close to 20 years ago. So like I would overnight be building booths for people. That was my very first con, and I did it because I wanted to be closer to the action. And all these years later, I think I'm as close as you can get to it now. But that's how I first got started. And so yeah, Sean says there is a Cash America pawn on Parambydo that has a whole lot of Funko Pops and characters in cans for sale. Oof. Yeah, I bet it is. Um, oh, I thought that was the end of the comments, and there's like a ton more. Okay.
Well, yeah, let me
Kevin
get
says
me talking.
it was great hanging out with you back in the back meeting Matthew Wood. Oh, absolutely, man. Jamie says, "What up, guys?" Sean says, "What kind of question get asked? I never been to a con. What kind of question gets asked? I never been to a con.
I think he's talking about panels.
Oh, what kind of questions do get asked at the panels? It depends on the guests,
It
right?
really does.
And
Yeah.
I think Tommy would agree. You treat people kind of differently based on a lot of factors. I'd say like if they're a real like legend in entertainment, they've been around for decades. You kind of have to spend a lot of time going through their entire filmography
Yeah.
and like picking out their best roles or best films, the stuff that people want to talk about. And you're sitting in front of a few thousand people in the audience,
Yeah.
and you have to try and cater to as many of those as possible. So it's kind of it's fun, it's challenging, but it's always worth it in the end. So that's what I would say about that. Tommy, do you have any insight to like how you're kind of prepping?
Oh man, it's really about the same because it also depends on like a huge factor of mine is time. Like if I know how much time I have for a panel, then
Yeah,
that's a bigger deal. I'll tell this quick story when I found out about the Kate Mulgrew panel, which also was also a lot easier because she took pure control. By the way, not complaining, that was awesome. But like once I found out I had more time, I was like, oh, I could ask her, I could think of more questions because with 30 minutes, I try to keep it to what I know for a fact I could probably fit in with 30 minutes. But when I know it's more time than that, like, okay, you know what? I got more time. I can expound on more stuff. Like, uh, you know what? I got an even better example. When I got to talk to Carl Lumley last year, which was fantastic, by the way. Oh my god! When I found out how much time I had, I got to work in some Mantis questions, and I think he was surprised that anyone even remembered Mantis, and I remember Mantis. And the funny part was, even before he got announced, for some reason I was looking up something else. I think it's because Brave New World had just come out, and I was looking him up, and I ran across stuff about Mantis, And so I got to work at some Mantis questions that, and I'm sure that he doesn't hardly gets asked anymore. And I was his response. So it's like, I would do it again if we could do it right. I was like, okay. So
We have one more member of the team joining us. He is the third member of our moderator team from SpaceCon. Everyone, say what's up to General Kenobi himself, Jose Sanchez. What's going on, sir?
Hello there. What's going on, guys?
You have the best mic. I always
I know,
like
right?
you on the streams. Like your mic is like, it's got you so silky smooth and stuff. It's always
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh no, that's just fine aging. It's kind of like fine wine.
Dude, you can do ASMR at this point. You can just ASMR Star Wars stories.
Thanks, man. You just told me I got a face for radio. So appreciate it.
You can hit me with that same thing right back. Don't forget my first panel. MJF insulted me immediately. I didn't sit down.
Yeah, that went downhill quick.
It did.
To this day, the most challenging panel any of us have ever seen or witnessed in person.
Dude, I
And
didn't.
you handled it like a champ. You fought back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know that anybody else could have done.
No.
No, it was too funny. Like
I would have crawled into the fetal position, just started crying. Like I would have been out.
The second he insulted me right away, I was like, "All right, at least we got that out of the way first," because I was wondering when that was going to happen.
Yeah, right.
Israel, congrats on the tickets. I am sorry, sir, you weren't able to see John Cena.
Yeah.
Kevin says, "Amen. Best con in Texas."
Yeah.
100% agree. Sean says, "Hey, Tommy."
What's up, Sean?
Kevin says the free pizza was a godsend. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
JCR, the great JCR says, "Great to meet you, and thank you for having me. Amazing experience."
Oh,
We're
dude,
going to
you
be
were
talking
awesome,
about
too.
you a little bit later in the show, my friend.
For sure.
Kevin says Convoluted didn't have a line problem because nobody was there. Wow.
Shots fired.
That's awkward.
Dang.
Jamie says we had an amazing time. Panels were great. We did over 30 photo ops.
Good Lord!
How is there enough time in 3 days to do 30 photo ops?
I don't even know. I think the most I've done
That's
in a weekend was like 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say that somebody was on a mission.
For
That
real,
is
the most
dedication.
I've done in a weekend is 5. I think, and I think that even that tapped me out. Dang,
Yeah.
That's how good the lines were, how efficient they
the
were with
lines
the photo
were
ops.
actually really good. Yeah,
You
the
can,
photo ops
I
were really
totally
good.
believe it. How well they figured all that out. Yeah, I can believe it.
And they do it. You can't claim you didn't hear when your line was starting or when it was over. They did not announce it.
The best announcer. That man
Yeah,
needs
right.
to do
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
more voice work. Oh
Talk
my
about
gosh.
exactly. Talk about a good voice, man. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
Jamie, do not tell us how much that costs. I don't want to like pass out on this stream, but
Please don't.
I'm sorry you sold your house for this convention. Says we loved meeting
Second
John
mortgage.
Cena,
Second mortgage.
Tom Hiddleston, Carl Urban, the boys, and many more. Yeah, boys were a huge draw for sure. I think
Oh, yeah.
more than we anticipated. Ended up being probably the most energetic panel as well. For those of you in the chat, I want you guys to tell us what's the one or two best things that happened to you this past weekend. And then right now I'm going to ask Mary, who is from our, I say this jokingly, but I don't. She's from our LA division team from Countdown City Geeks. And I want her to let us know what she thought about the con. This is her first time coming to SpaceCon, and yet she's seen us talk about it and post about it.
Yep.
In the past. So Mary, take it away. You've been to a lot of events. You've been to a lot of events with me in LA and other places. So you've been to Celebration. Like you've been to the biggest ones in the world. So like how does this one compare to all that stuff, and what was your experience like?
So what's funny for me is Celebration was my very first convention ever.
That's
So I
crazy.
went real big. I started real big. And I was like, okay, this is what cons are supposed to be like and stuff. And it was really crowded and people had no idea what they were doing half of the time and stuff. And I'm like, this is fun, but oh my gosh, it's such chaos. But it was like a great chaos, right? The energy was super up. Everyone's super excited. So I loved it. After that, I went to LA Comic-Con. So I was like working my way down a little bit. And then I went to WonderCon. And then I came to SpaceCon. SpaceCon by far the most organized and had the best perks. Like Obviously, being there with press and stuff, like I didn't have to really worry about the buying of the tickets, but I looked at what VIP costs, everything, and I looked at what you got with it and stuff. And I was like, this is super worth it. Just the free arcade alone was amazing, right? Like I've never seen that at a con. I've never heard about it at the con. I've heard of like tattoo artists, which is a cool feature that I mean, Bob, if you're listening and you want to bring a few tattoo artists in, that'd be super cool next year.
Yeah,
Um,
he had him. He had him there.
No, yeah, they were there.
really, where?
The
I
vendor.
couldn't find them, but somebody, Alex on our team, told me that
Yeah.
she was considering getting a tattoo. I was like, we have tattoo artists this year.
Yeah, we had like 4, maybe 3, 4.
No
Yeah,
way.
there-
I totally would have gotten
yeah.
a tattoo while I was there.
Yeah, they were
I
right
think
there
I
in
would have
the-
considered it if I would have had time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were.
I almost convinced David to get a matching one with me.
Exactly. Kind of in the middle
The
of
whole
the
whole
vendor
team would have had to have
space.
gone. So, I mean, between how organized things were, between the extra perks like the pizza, the popcorn refills, the free arcade, how organized people were, and just the list of celebrities. Like, obviously, I love Star Wars. So, getting to meet Hayden, Daniel Logan, Ian, all these people, I get to spend time with Charlie Barnett, who is a total sweetheart and such a fan. Like, he is so nice and he loves Star Wars, you know?
Yeah.
So like getting to have one-on-one time with him and talking to him, I got to meet Admanis Fondi. So I'm also like Middle Eastern and he's half Persian. So like having that representation in Star Wars and getting to be able to have that moment with him to be like, dude, thank you so much for just like being a part of this because I get to see a part of myself in Star Wars, you know? So like having those interactions just on the Star Wars side, I am also a huge Gilmore Girls fan. So Sean Gunn being there, OMG. I had a shirt custom made. So if you're not a Gilmore Girls fan, there's an episode where his character makes shirts that just have random saying like Babette ate oatmeal. So I got a shirt custom made that said Mary took a photo with Sean that I got to wear for our photo op and stuff. And he saw it and he loved it. So like having those little moments in like like across fandoms and stuff from Star Wars to Gilmore Girls to The Boys, it's such a well-rounded con that again is like super manageable. It was just a really great experience when it came to all those things.
I'm glad to hear that from you because, like I mentioned, you've gone to some of the biggest events in the world, and this is like it's a lot like San Antonio. San Antonio is a big city; it's probably close to 2 million people or over, but it always has a small town feel. This
Yeah.
con has it's big, but it also has a small convention type feel to it,
Yeah.
and somehow they keep walking that line, and it keeps working. So yeah. Question in the chat now is what's the best moment of the con for you, or what's your favorite panel moment? And I think we're going to get into that right now. So Jose, let's start with you, man. I probably know where you're going to go with it, but what was your favorite either best moment of the weekend or your favorite panel moment? It can be yours, it doesn't have to be yours. Let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah. So, excuse me. I think a little bit objectively, like you were saying, I think the boys panel was probably, like peak right along there with the Tom Hiddleston panel. Like I felt like that one was electric. Of
Yeah.
course, less people at the Tom Hiddleston panel, right? It being like a private thing and all that.
Sure.
But I feel that if it had been just like, let's say like a regular panel, I think that would have been by far the biggest of the entire show, hands down. Okay. And so those were amazing. Listening to his voice, man, like live, I'm like, whew, talk about a voice. Just saying. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, no. Whenever people talk about their crush, whenever they say Tom Hiddleston, I don't even quite. I'm like, yeah, just all
absolutely.
around. I get it.
Oh
I
yeah,
get it.
no, I mean, the dude is like, like carved out of like, like by the gods, but
He is literally.
and then you hear him talk and you're like, dude, that's not fair. Like you can't have the voice of an angel as well. Like that's not, like how are you and I the same species? Like I don't get it. But anyway,
I said the same thing about Oliver Richards the entire time he was walking around the entire.
yeah. So
That's how I felt
that
about
was
John
pretty
Cena.
fun.
Also fair.
Nice.
Also
John
fair.
Cena is an angel among us.
Yes, but so at the end of the show on Sunday afternoon, right? I didn't record nearly as much as I thought I had, for like the third day blog type of thing. So I'm just going around one last time. Obviously some most of the vendors are starting to pack up, and things like that. And speaking of somebody awesome, I find Charlie Barnett doing some shopping. And he has this awesome like Goku poster that he's holding, and he's like talking to the, I don't know if you all saw them, but talking to the ladies that were selling like bathroom renovations.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes, and so I thought that was, that was a bold choice for as a vendor, but I was like, hey, why not, right? But so Charlie's there talking to them, and they're taking pictures and stuff. And so I started talking to him. I was like, hey man, how was it? And everything. He's like, oh dude, I love it. He's like, people just give me free stuff. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't understand. I was like, they shouldn't, because you're already rich. He's like, I know. Which was hilarious.
He's like,
I'm
I
not
Like,
gonna
know.
lie, he
yeah,
came by the Star Wars stuff booth and we did a trivia question with him and he got a free spin and he got an ornament. So yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah. So, yeah, he
I
had
can
like three,
verify that
maybe
is
four
true.
pins on his shirt already. He's like, people just give me these. I'm like, yeah, dude, that happens when you're famous. I don't know if like nobody told you this. Um, but so we were just joking around for a little bit, and he was having so much fun. It was his first like show in terms of like fan interaction, right? He's been to other um, conventions, excuse me, but I don't think he did any of the signings or any of the autographs. So this was like his first real one, right? Like his first, um, how do you call it? Like actual being there as a celebrity. So I think he had fun. But yeah, so those were my favorite moments, I think.
I think Charlie was Charlie was amazing. He's such a nice kid.
Yeah.
He's got great energy, and I think if Amon had not been there, he probably would have had half as fun as
Yeah,
much fun as
Yeah,
we
I agree
did.
with that.
The fact that they got to go through this together, and like your panel was just like nonstop, like a riot the entire time between those two. There was a
yeah,
point in that panel where it felt like you guys were like chipmunks, like all talking at the exact same time,
exactly.
and the crowd's just laughing at like what the absurdity that's happening on stage.
Yeah,
And the
man,
Jabba the Hutt thing. Don't even get me started on Jabba the Hutt and
That
sign
was funny.
language.
yeah,
That's
That was
got to
one of
be the
my favorite
funniest.
parts of that panel.
Yeah,
yeah. It was kind of funny. Yeah, I posted that earlier, and Iman reposted it. So I think he had fun. So
I would say. Let me get through a few more comments, and then we'll get to someone else. Carlos says, "I went to my first con Palooza a few weeks back, and I'm 52." Carlos Brown Senior, congratulations, sir. Welcome
yeah, man,
to
good
the
job.
club,
Yep.
and I hope to see you at SpaceCon in 2027. Not sure when that's going to be. Debbie says, "Hi, hello, Debbie," and Carlos Brown Senior says, "Hello, Jose."
Hello.
Heather's got a long comment here. It says that was one of the things I enjoyed about the Loki live panel. I am familiar with different things he has done, but I have not devoted my time into all pieces. My mom, who passed in 2023, was a huge fan, so he was our biggest reason to attend. During the panel, I loved hearing about the Night Manager. Now watching it on Prime.
Nice.
Our condolences for your loss.
For sure.
Yep.
I'm sure your mother was enjoying the panel from where her seat was, and I'm glad you enjoyed it as well. I think I have to make sure, like I was saying it earlier, we have to try and cover as much of the fandom as possible. Some of these actors have been in over like 100. They have over 100 credits to their name,
That's
so
before they
it's
even
hard to
got
pick
famous.
and choose. And I cannot be a fan of everything. I cannot watch every show and every movie. So we do the very best we can, and I'm glad in your case it worked out completely. Thank you so much. Sean says, when the next Space Con? Sean, it's next year. Let's say probably the summer, but we don't know for sure. So don't say Ted said it's going to be on this day or this
Yeah.
month. Ted does not know. So I cannot tell you right now exactly when it is. Yvette says, sadly, I had to work this past weekend. FCC rated networks don't stop because it's a weekend. No, they do not stop. We appreciate your sacrifice. Some guy who looks a lot like Big Mike from the WrestleCast
Yeah.
says Kate Mulgrew was a great panel. Absolutely,
Can't
it was
concur.
great. Kudos to you, Tommy. Do you want to talk kind of more about that? It's not always an easy panel when it can go bad if you're not ready for it, if you're not prepared, and if you don't know how to adjust. when you have such a strong individual like that
Yeah.
who brings a lot of energy. So tell us, like, what was going through your head when that panel started and where it ended up.
What was going through my head was just like, well, if you remember my comedy of errors, which was the Michael Rooker, Sean Gunn panel from the year last year.
One of the all-time greats.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I kind of had that feeling going in of, oh, she wants to do her own thing. And far be it from me to tell Admiral Janeway what she can and cannot do. For 7 seasons, she did whatever she wanted to. I don't think I can stop her at this point. So no, it was fine. She said she wanted to stand. I was like, let's stand. She wanted me to do audience questions. Let's do audience questions. So no, it wasn't hard at all. I mean, I feel like kind of like you said, it's like with every guest is different. She's been at this so long. She knows what she wants to do. She knows what she wants to talk about. She knows what she wants to hear. And if she wants to hear directly from the fans immediately, I had plenty of questions. So yeah, let's do that. So now that was cool. And plus, she just seemed like she's such a I call like a quiet, energetic person, and she is. It's like yes, she's subdued to a point, but she's also like quietly hilarious. Every time she brought up the Frito pie, those people were eating in the front row. I died laughing. And when they were done eating, when she pointed out, "Oh, you guys are finished," I was like, "That's it. I'm done. That's like it's like that's it. This is going to my top 5 favorite panels of all time because she has zeroed in on these people eating right now." But no, she was awesome. And honestly, man, for someone who watched Voyager start to finish and was like, I remember the finale being an event at my house, dude. Like when they announced the finale for Star Trek Voyager, that was like destination TV at our house. We were like, we're watching this, and the fact that I got to talk to the what I you know what I always say it. Janeway's one of the most underrated captains in Star Trek, easy. And I think she had one of the best story arcs because she was like basically like someone else says, like, here's the prime directive. I'll follow what I feel like it. That's kind of how Janeway reacted. That's kind of how she did the panel. So no, it was totally fun. I had a blast.
I could just hear the roar every time that she would say something or you guys would say something, and the roar from the crowd, either in applause or just laughter. Like
Yeah.
there's so much energy during that panel, and I was just like, Tommy's killing it over there. It's
Oh,
amazing.
appreciate it, man. But that was the other thing. There were so many people at hers. It's like okay. Now, I think the first time I really like had a whoa feeling at the size of a panel, I think honestly was probably Nostalgia Con. I did the Yu-Gi-Oh panel because because like for that small space we fit a lot more people than I was expecting. And then for this weekend, like you said, pretty much every panel was full, but hers, man, that was like one of the earlier ones. And usually with earlier in the con, people are just getting there. They're just, they're in line somewhere else, finding seats, getting autographs, getting the photo ops. No, that it felt if it wasn't for the fact that I knew there were so many people there, I'd have been like, is anyone in anyone else's line right now? Because it feels like everyone's over here and Kate Mulgrew's panel right now. It was packed, man. It was awesome to see, and I'm glad for that because honestly, she deserves it. She deserves it, and she deserves to have that many people want to hear her talk. And I was like, yeah, if this panel wasn't as full as it was, I'd actually be a little disappointed. So no, I'm glad she was there.
Let's get into some of the other ones. I think one of the more surprising ones for me was also one of the most unique panels I've ever had, and I've had a lot of panels. So to say that one was unique or different from all the rest is saying something. We had a real life
That was so
NASA
cool.
astrophysicist in the crowd. We had a professor of astrophysics from UT San Antonio in the house, and these two gentlemen, if you were thinking like, oh, that's boring, they don't do any movies or TV shows, no, that room was packed. It wasn't sold out, but like people filled all the way to the very back. They were shocked at how many people there were, and the earliest panel on Saturday, so it was 11 o'clock or 11:15 panel, and there was that many people, and about 15 minutes before the panel started, I already knew we had a live microphone and a microphone stand for the crowd. So this is a little bit of behind the scenes of what happens. I told everybody who's around the stage, I said, hey, listen, I want to do a live Q&A with the audience. Let's set up the mic. Let's set up the microphone. we already knew we were going to do it for John Cena because he requested it later that in the evening. But I said, you know what, it'll be a good test run. So I literally trained the volunteers then and there. I said, one here, one there, line over there. You tell them this, you tell them that. Try and do it this way. Try and manage and regulate it like this. You know, we can't control everything, but we're going to do the best we can. And I think it made sense because, like, can you really ask an inappropriate question to an astrophysicist? So
You have to work hard to make that happen.
you have to work really
Yeah.
hard to do that. So we set up the microphone, and it was just the best thing because there's so many fantastic questions. And I also didn't want people to like write like a whole paragraph question like on the cards because we're talking about space travel and exoplanets and alien life forms and all this stuff. So ended up being one of the most unique panels and still as energetic as all the other ones just because of the crowd that brought the energy and brought their curiosity and my two astrophysicist guests they fed off on that. So thank you again to San Antonio, to everyone in attendance who attended that panel. I hope we do it again.
Yeah.
NASA, keep bringing your folks and keep making it more and more entertaining and interesting, and let's do that, shall we? Tommy, anything to say about Helen Slater and Brandon Routh?
Man, look. Okay. So here's what I always like to say. The Supergirl movie, I've always, it's one of to me one of the hokier films, but I still like it, right? But if there's no way you could have ever convinced me that I'd ever be talking with Helen Slater, ever. Brandon Routh, I thought maybe there's a chance because of Arrow, but I was like, there's no way. But to do that panel was awesome on several levels because also, I think Superman Returns gets too much of a bad rap. I think Brandon Routh was a great Superman. Everything else was not his fault. Anyway, to sit with them, talk to them, that was also very humbling because they seem like two of the most down to earth people I think I've had panels with, and that's saying a lot because I've had some pretty because Carl Lumley is also up there with that, but they're very humble, very 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 I think I want to say I guess I'll say lore conscious in a way of like their character, what their character means, and that's really cool, And of course, they're just people. They they're actors, trying to make make their careers and everything, but to hear them really talk about like what what their careers have meant to other people and how that in turn affects them, it's really cool. And Helen Slater really talked about how doing both Supergirl and the Legend of Billie Jean back to back meant to women, and Brandon Routh saying how much doing Superman meant, especially since he was basically stepping into the role for Christopher Reeve, and everything like that. And then of course getting to do the Arrowverse, and still like coming back, not as well, not until later for Brandon Routh, but not as their original characters, but just the fandom just loved them so much they want to do something else DC. So it was just really cool to sit with them, talk with them. It was just a really, really, really cool to get their perspective on like how they had to basically further represent the House of L just in real life. That was really cool.
Maria's in the chat saying the Astro guys were great. It's a great way to put it.
They were.
So that way I can stop saying astrophysicist.
Yeah.
Astro guys were great. Thank you for the comment. Maria also says Tom Hiddleston is a god. Yes, he is. Adam says, Jose, you have a voice of an angel. Kimberly says he plays one on TV.
I know, right? On radio.
Mike says Charlie Barnett. Who's
There's
that?
a story behind that comment. There's a story behind that.
You gonna tell us right now?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
Tell me right now.
He didn't know who Charlie Barnett was when he first got to the thing.
He was right there at the booth.
He's probably offering him like stickers and
yeah,
like.
he was.
He did.
Because I don't know where he was during Jose's panel. I don't think he was at the table during Jose's panel. So he didn't. Because I was laughing so hard after that.
Come on, Mike. Israel says, "Did y'all hear about Evil Dead Burn being near NC-17?" I had not heard it, but if it's if we can base its rating on the trailers that they've released, then yeah, I believe you.
If it's anything like
Why
the
are they giving
original,
away kills in the trailers? That's like so weird to
Yeah.
me.
I think that's
Uh,
weird too. Yeah.
Yeah. Be more like Obsession, which has murdered the box office. They gave away nothing in those trailers, and
Oh
everybody went
yeah,
to go see it.
Yeah.
such a great movie.
One of my all-time favorites, literally. Kimberly says, "Phew, box office difficulties." Then probably yes. Spurs big homie, yo,
Spurs big homie.
how are you, sir? It's good to see you again. Kimberly says, but I think it's still rated R. Yeah, most likely. The music is louder than the speech right now. If you're hearing music, I want to know how. I'm not playing any right
You're
now, but
playing. Yeah.
let us know if that works out for you. Jesse
Yes, I did.
says,
Yeah.
"Hey everyone, I was Red Guardian. Your outfit looked incredible, sir."
Yeah, I ran into him while I was walking around. I recognized, but almost didn't. But so like, yeah, Jesse's good people, man. He's always killing with his cosplays.
Yvette says, "Rajesh or Neil DT?" I'm lost.
She means Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay, that's what she means. Okay, okay.
Well
I got
done,
it.
well done.
Well
I've
done.
never heard anybody do that before.
Yeah.
You know what? If we tell Bob go get Neil, can you imagine how incredible that
Oh
panel would be?
my gosh.
I will have to fist fight you for that panel. There's no way I'm not talking. Like,
Does
I
anybody
think
need help bringing anything to the table to him? Because I'll
it
do
might
that.
take 2 or 3 moderators to like moderate that because we wouldn't have to combine our brain capacity just to match wits with that man.
oh no, I don't think I'll be smart enough to talk to him. I'm just gonna do it anyway. So.
I know words. Hey Neil.
If I know, like whatever it is next year, if I know a year in advance, maybe I can write out questions that maybe B+ smart enough to be in his class, and I say maybe.
Yvette, I think you're on to something. We might pass along a note to Bob saying like, "Hey, by the way, can you imagine
That would be
if we
great.
get Neil DT? I'm going to tell Bob that, and he'll have no idea what I'm
I was
talking
gonna
about either."
say,
Who
Neil
the
said,
heck is Neil
sure.
DT?
Israel says, "Do y'all think John will ever come back?" The last thing Bob said to John Cena before he flew off into the sunset was, "We'll do this again sometime." So that's all I can say to that.
And guys, John's retired from wrestling now. You know, he's acting now, but his schedule got way more open. So,
Does he have any projects coming up?
Yes, he has 3 or 4 movies coming
He does
up.
have something coming out soon.
There's a comedy with
Eric Andre.
Eric Andre that's already got a trailer out.
Oh.
He's also in Coyote versus Acme. And
I've
he's
heard about
also, I think he's also in the Hot Wheels movie, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not shocked by that at all.
It's either Hot Wheels or Micro Machines. I can't remember which one it is.
I love that he does like fun movies. You know,
It's because he's a
it's
big
so
kid.
fitting for him. Yeah, it's so fitting for him.
Yeah.
Jamie says, "I was Dr. Doom. You, sir, also looked amazing in your Dr. Doom outfit."
Nice.
And then there was also the dude who was Galactus who looked incredible. I was
Yes.
so taken by how great he looked, I forgot to take a selfie with him.
I missed the Galactus one, and I'm kind of sad about that now.
Mike says, "I was the one who asked him the Star Wars trivia question."
He
Well
means
done, sir.
Charlie,
Yes.
yeah, it was
I was
That's
there for
right,
that
Charlie
part.
so
Barnett.
funny. It was so funny.
Get NGT next year.
Yeah.
Is that Neil deGrasse
Yeah.
Tyson? Yes. All right. We will do our best. We can't promise anything, but we will pass along the suggestions. Maria says, "Neil, yes." Is Bob watching? Bob, if you're watching, everybody wants Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And yes.
JCR says, "I can do custom artwork for Neil." There you go. This is all coming together, folks. You see how
I
this
know
stuff?
it's happening.
We
This
can
is how
speak it
the,
into existence.
This is how the gumbo gets made. Is that how the saying goes?
It
Let's
depends
Bob
on
on
gumbo. It just depends on what area in the South you're in, and they name it that kind of food. So yes.
that. This is how the menudo gets made.
That
I
I
was
fit.
thinking this is how the cookie crumbles.
Ah,
I was going to say
I
this:
don't
how
feel
the
like that was
cornbread
right
gets
there.
made. It just depends on what area of the South you're in. I should know because I have family all over the South.
Israel says, "No matter what, I'm seeing John if he comes back. Definitely."
Yeah.
John is a full-on adult kid like Shaq. You
Oh,
would think
Shaq is
so.
100% a kid.
Shaq would be a great panel guest, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
coming to San Antonio, it might not be out of the realm of possibility for him.
I don't think. I
But
mean, not
John was not in kid mode on Saturday. John was in
no,
straight business
he
mode,
was.
and I think people still appreciated that from him.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
pretty much said, "You know what? I'm coming in. We got 30 minutes. We're gonna get through 150 questions and go." And that's how John Cena is.
Pretty much did.
I
Too.
love it. He was just like, I want to respect everybody's time.
I was wrong on both accounts. He's not in the Hot Wheels movie or Micro Machines. It's Matchbox. I'm
Matchbox,
sorry. My
okay.
apologies.
Hard to believe there were that many toy car companies at the time that we said we said two different things and both of them were wrong. It's just-
Heather says Bob needs to get some Doctor Who cast member for 2027.
this I 100% agree with.
Heather, all you got to do is go to the fan forum and start posting which characters you want. And I promise you, Bob, I promise you there's a good chance Bob will read it.
Literally any doctor. Literally, I don't care which one.
Joe
Ooh,
says
they
need
can
some
do-
Game of Thrones cast members.
Yes,
That
that's what I was
too,
going to say. Do a
yes.
crossover of House of the Dragon and Doctor Who.
Yes, yes.
That would be a great guest.
Lloyd said Tom Welling was great with the fans. I cannot say enough about how great he was interacting with his fans. Tom is fantastic.
Tom Mulling
You-
definitely gets personal with people for sure.
He's also a prankster. Let's just
I was
say
gonna
that.
say, Ted, are you gonna?
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
Nope. Tom is a
He gets very
prankster. I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that. He remembered me right away and pulled some pranks. Let's just say
Yeah.
that. Medris,
Twice.
hello, Medris. Kevin saying people have been begging for Doctor Who for years. Let's
I
put it all in the forum, and if there's enough people, yeah, it's gonna happen. Jamie says we need Sam Jackson next year.
Man, you used to have a madhouse when Tom Hiddleston was here. Can you imagine what's gonna be like if Sam Jackson shows up?
I will say that Bob has talked to him on more than one occasion.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he was going to come this year or it was close or anything. I'm just saying they have contacted each other before. So that leads me to believe there's always a chance.
I will
Always a chance.
What's funny is actually if he ever can come down, that's also going to bring in the anime crowd because I don't know if you guys know this, Sam Jackson is a noted anime fan and the voice of Afro Samurai,
Yep.
which is one of the greatest American-made anime I've ever seen. Probably the only good one, actually.
Israel's Spider-Man Brand New Day. We already had a cast member from Spider-Man Brand New Day, Iman Isfandi,
Yep.
who's
Right.
in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So yeah.
That was one of my favorite questions in your panel, Jose, with them. I was like, oh, is he going to spill the beans? Is
Yeah,
he
I
going to
know.
do it?
Stupid
Heather says
NDAs.
David or Matt Smith. Yeah. David would be incredible.
Yeah.
Matt as well. Either one of them will be
Yeah.
just like legends.
Yeah, they're like especially if you take into account all the other stuff that they've done before and since Doctor Who, dude. They're such they're such good actors. It's like so crazy whenever I see them as a villain in something because they were such good doctors.
Let's go to Mary now. Mary, do you have a favorite panel or favorite panel moment? And also, this is the question for the chat. And yes, we're going to be getting to the screening giveaway very, very soon. I know a few folks are waiting on that. But Mary, do you have a favorite panel moment or just a favorite panel overall?
So unfortunately, I didn't get to attend a lot of the panels. I wanted to make sure like the rest of my team got to do the things they wanted to do and stuff, and attend the things they wanted to. But I did get to attend the Amon and Charlie one. And that Jose did a great job. I think like
Hey, thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Like you totally deserve all the props on it. You did great with them. Like even
Thanks.
it was just fun, like all the panels were really fun. Our booth was not far from the panel area, so I got to hear a lot of panels. And the energy that was just coming from them, I think was my favorite thing. Like for me, the celebrities are great, but the way the fans feel being able to ask questions, I think I've only seen this happen at one or two cons, but not to the extent SpaceCon does. But people get to write down questions, and I got to be a part of the process with Jose Fremon and Charlie's, where we really did pick out quite a few to get asked. Versus LA Comic Con, it's like two people max, and stuff. So like the fans and being able to hear their energy and excitement and screaming and laughing and everything like that. That for me is my favorite panel moments for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll piggyback off that. I've been in conventions where like you either don't hear from the audience or the audience doesn't feel like they're a part of the panel. And I think if anybody brings it up, uh, the Marvel people, and it's not the guest, the Marvel, let's just say Disney. I'll blame it on Disney. They don't want audience questions. So we didn't ask any for Josh. We didn't ask any for Bree. We didn't ask any for Jeremy. We didn't ask any. I didn't even bother asking if we were going to have any audience questions for Tom, because
Yeah.
I usually get told no in advance, or I get told no 5 seconds before I go on stage. So I do my best to keep the audience involved in any way that I can. But yeah, when the panels happen where we do have audience questions, I want to get through as many as I can. And I think the best example is the Voyager panel that I had with Robert Picardo and Jerry Ryan. I had a sheet of my questions, and I ended up only asking two of those because I had such a stack of audience questions. I made it a goal of mine to try and get through that entire stack, and I almost did. I only think I had like 4 or 5 left. So it is very integral to include the audience in these panels, and so I know I do my best, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for these guys over here that probably do the exact same when it happens. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm super biased. I know all the moderators. So I mean, they all do. You guys killed it, You guys did such a great job. I think every single time Ted walked by, I'm like, dude, that was so great. It sounded so fun. So I'm very biased when it comes to it.
This was a huge moment
Whew.
Oh yeah.
having these three gentlemen from the prequels on one stage, and also Jimmy being his first convention. I got a chance to just kind of bump into Jimmy once or twice throughout the weekend, and he was on cloud nine. He was like, I've never experienced this before. This is all new to me, but I love it, and I think. I don't. I hope that he gets this sort of convention bug where he's gonna want to do it again and
Yeah.
again,
I think so.
and I think he's only scratched the surface. If people start really promoting him for all of his work, because he's done so many fantastic
I
things.
was Yeah, I was gonna say Jimmy Smith's career has been insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's another person who's like, it's like you said earlier, it was like you gotta get through like all their career. Like, no, Jimmy Smith is like, it's like, yeah, he's in Star Wars, but that dude is like, that was probably the biggest thing he's been in, but it ain't the only thing. That dude acting, 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 acting. Good lord. So
I loved him in Sons of Anarchy. He was my favorite character in Sons of Anarchy.
he was
for
so
sure.
good. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, and it's also spoiled. I was so glad he lived to the end. I was so happy. I was like, that's so good. I was like, oh thank God. Oh thank God he got out of this alive. Oh my God. So no random drive by while they were driving off.
the Stephanie's in the chat saying the Voyager panel was
The
amazing.
Voyager
Thank
panel
you,
was so awesome.
thank
It
you
really
so
was.
much. It was also the funniest moment of the entire weekend for me. I think was Robert Picardo's talking about Dwayne Johnson. He gave him an autograph like 20 something
Yes.
years ago, and Robert said Dwayne signs his R's, and it looks the way he does it is very weird, and it looked like a big penis to him. And he said this on the panel
He
stage.
did.
What was hilarious, and I said this during the panel, was my wife and daughter had just walked in to the panel and sat down, and my daughter's 6, like she's not like a teenager or anything. She's 6 years old, and so she doesn't really know what Daddy does at these events, and so now she thinks Daddy goes on stages and talks about private parts with people.
Yep.
Uh,
It's not that far off.
I mean, that's not entirely.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh my gosh.
It was so funny. That Voyager panel was something different, man. And who was with me backstage? I think it was Tommy for sure.
Me for sure. I think Alex was back there with you. Was back there with us.
Yeah, probably so. And then probably Mike. So
Oh yeah.
we had the Star Trek panels. The Star Trek panels are their own breed
Yeah.
because the crowd knows what the crowd wants to happen at their panels. And
And
so
Brian was back there.
and Brian, of course, yeah. Yeah, you're right, because it was you and Brian
And
and
Alex.
Alex all going through these questions,
Yeah.
and like a tenth of them are like, "Hey, can you sing this?
Yes.
Can you sing that? Can you say this line?" Like the Star Trek audience knows what they want in their panels. They're not like second guessing anything. They're not like unsure about their questions or their requests. They know exactly what they want. And so we ran all those things by Jerry and Robert, and they were gung ho about everything. Like, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we can figure it out. Everything, every question, we're like, yeah, is this kind of on the fence? We don't want
Yeah.
to make them dance or anything like that. They were like, nope, we'll do it. We'll do anything pretty much, and they killed it. One of the best panels I've ever been a part of, and it was just because those two were so willing to do whatever it took to kind of please the crowd and make it entertaining. And they just their chemistry together is still so evident. And they sang "You Are My Sunshine" in unit,
Mhm.
not in harmony together. And Robert posted it right away,
Yeah.
or not right away, but he posted it earlier today. And by the time I saw it, within an hour, it had over 300,000 views.
Which, by the way, the fact that those two did it in actually good harmony. For those that know, I love to. I'm a singer. I love to sing. The fact that it was in good harmony, I can't even express to you how much happier that made me. I was like, oh my god, they know what they're doing. So, but actually, and Ted knows this. Actually, that was my favorite moment of the entire weekend. I got to meet Jerry Ryan.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Tommy took a photo with Jerry, and then he immediately like tackled me. I almost fell.
Dude, you made
And-
all of my dreams come true. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Between Jerry Ryan this year and Dina Meyer last year, dude, like I gotta print those pictures out. They're gonna be up on this wall. So those of you who watch my stream, at some point you're gonna see those pictures up here. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. So
You sound like David, because David calls me once a week and he goes, "What is this life, Ted? What is this? What are we doing?"
dude, I might have to start doing that, because at this point I went by my parents' house. I showed the pictures from the convention, and I showed them the Brandon Routh, the Helen Slater, and the Kate Mulgrew, and I going back through it, it's just like that'll happen to me within 3 days. In 3 days, I met Superman, Supergirl, Admiral J. It's 7 of 9. What the hell is this? Is this life I'm living now? And I got to introduce John Cena.
Israel says, no. Have y'all seen it yet? Is this a spoiler, or did the movie leak and I didn't know about it? I literally woke up from a nap before the stream started. So if the movie leaked, I believe it, and I haven't seen it yet.
I don't think it's leaked. At least I haven't heard it. No, it's not out till July.
No, but like the entire movie's leaking. Like scripts,
Oh.
photos,
Hilarious.
trailers are leaking. Like it's a floodgate right now.
Actually, I've been avoiding it because I actually do want to go to the theater and see it.
Lloyd says, "Can I request the entire cast of Resident Alien?" You absolutely can, and for sure put that in the fan forum. And that would be incredible, because yeah, there's so many great cast members in there, and that panel would be amazing. And that also goes in hand with Firefly. They have some crossover there, so the cast of Firefly would be amazing.
Yes,
That'd be
yes.
awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and warn you right now, Ted. If that ever happens, you won't be able to stop my wife from going. I don't care. You just know that offhand. I won't be able to stop her from doing anything at that point. I mean, not that I can anyway, but you know. Yes.
July CGM 17 says voice of Ninja character in Afro Samurai.
He's mentioned Sam Jackson. He voiced both Afro Samurai and Ninja. So yeah, Sam was working double time for that check on that anime.
Lydia says, yes, y'all did amazingly well with panels. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's fantastic to hear that. Israel says, Star Wars Baby Yoda or Obsession, which movie won the box office overall? I'm gonna say Obsession without knowing for sure.
I honestly don't know, because
I think Obsession definitely made more profit.
Oh,
I
100% made more
know.
profit.
Yeah, because I
don't
think
know if they
Obsession
beat
was,
it.
because I think Obsession was a sleeper hit. I don't think anyone expected it to do what it did.
I did.
Oh, never mind. I was wrong. Oh, Ted did.
I did. As soon as I saw it, I couldn't stop thinking and talking about it. Yeah,
Oh,
but
with that in
that's
mind, everyone go see The Furious.
go
One of the
see the
great.
Furious.
That's
Is
one
it
of the
out
greatest
yet?
act. That's one of the great. I think it's out. I think it came out this past weekend while we were at
Yeah,
SpaceCon.
you're right.
Did it?
That
Okay.
yeah, go see The Furious. That was one of the greatest action movies I've ever seen, and this is coming
Nice.
from a guy who watches action movies on a regular, and that is hands down going in my top five. And I saw it once. I saw it once. It's going in my top five. I'm not even kidding.
It's
That's really
so
good.
good. It's so good. And Tommy interviewed one of the leads. His name is Shamiao. I
Yeah.
interviewed Joe Taslim, who's the other lead, and then I also interviewed the director of the movie. So if you want to go see those prior to watching The Furious, you can go to our YouTube channel. It might be on our website as well at countdowncitygeeks.com. I Before I get to another one of y'all's panels, I got to bring up William Shatner. Um, for this man to be this funny, this
Yeah.
energetic, and this witty at this age is truly an honorable and respectable thing. He is so good. He knows what to say. He's like always just the entertainer. It was so amazing. And Will has I call him Will. William Shatner, Mr. Shatner has been here before,
Mhm.
and I little again behind the scenes story. Star Wars is Star Trek. Oops, Star Trek is celebrating its 60th anniversary, and so I talked to the Starfleet, which is the international fan group here. They were on site, and I told them, "Hey, listen, we should do something. We should do this. If y'all guys can talk to him, like honor him in some way, let's get all the red shirts and gold shirts, like standing in front of the stage and blah blah blah." Um, yeah, it took a few minutes of convincing, but I think they saw the end results eventually. And so, like 10 minutes before the panel started, I wasn't sure if they were going to come at all, and they all showed up, and they were all there, like we're ready to go. Let's run through it again. And I said, "Cool, we're gonna do this. Da da da. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna bring you on stage, and then it's all you guys from there." And it was a beautiful gesture. And if the reason also one of the reasons why I wanted to do it was because a few years ago we included Ernie Hudson on during his panel, um, patching in a few new members to our local Ghostbusters charity group, and I think the crowd really appreciated seeing a ceremony. I'm gonna call it a ceremony, but it's like it's not that formal, right? But seeing something so unique like that, and knowing that this is not how things are done, like you're witnessing something very different and kind of a first time. So those groups, which the local teams are the USS Zavalas and the USS Bear, I think, them honoring Shatner on stage, giving them the coin. Sam, who's from the USS Avalas, I believe, he is a United States veteran, and so that is a veteran coin that he was giving Shatner. It means a lot to them. It means a lot to Shatner, and so the crowd, it means a lot to them as well, witnessing this happen before their eyes. So I think it's just it's something that I try and think about. I know I talked to my team saying like, "Hey, let's really focus on like what we can do by reaching our potential and like doing new things and getting other groups involved and stuff." So I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad Shatner was happy about it, and the crowd gave a fantastic response. But just another one of the great moments that happened this weekend. This weekend was filled with great moments, and usually, like at these conventions in town, we usually have like one or two, maybe three great moments in a weekend. We had two or three great moments every single day, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's what really made this weekend stand out compared to any of the other space cons or superhero comic cons we've had in the past.
You're gonna tell them the other awesome interaction with Starfleet?
Please wait, I might be forgetting what you're talking about. Remind me.
Really? Wow, I thought we had a thing. Anyway, I will tell it then. Um, so Ted got to do a very cool panel, by the way. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was gonna, and not because you're bad, but because I didn't remember how much stuff he was in that I really enjoyed. Zachary Quinto, right?
Hey, there we go.
Zachary
Yes.
Quinto,
There we
and
go.
I I was up there, on the second row, and I was like, man, this dude's been on like everything for a while, actually, like a long time. When he was talking about like filming the first Star Trek, well, his first Star Trek. Okay, let me the Trekken or whatever they're called, they're gonna come at me.
Check.
Um, and so that when he said it was like 2005, 2006, I was like, dang, like has it been that long already? Anyway, fast
Time
forward, right?
doesn't care about what we want.
They wrap up, great panel and everything. And so I'm like, hey Ted, I got your camera and stuff. We're backstage, and we're, obviously we're telling Zach that he did a great job. He's like, oh, thank you guys. And I'm a super nice guy too. And then they're like, your security team is nowhere to be found. So just like hang tight back here while we figure it out. And so we could see, of course, by the way, the awesome team, behind SpaceCon, sort of just like scrambling, right? Like, all right, like who's got to pick him up? Did his mom or dad show up, or like, like a legal guardian, anybody? And so Ted,
Legal guardian,
Ted
anybody?
just goes like, I got you. And he's like, let's go. Walk with me. I
Let's
own this
walk
place
it, bro.
anyway.
Let's walk it,
And
bro.
so, yeah, and so there we are, Ted and myself, right? Literally escorting Zachary Quinto, who's super tall, by the way. I don't know why I didn't realize that he's that tall, but he's very, very tall. And so we are basically, I can show you. It's gonna look bad because it's on my cell phone, but there we are,
Oh, you got video, sweet.
That's awesome.
just going through the con floor with
It
Mr.
looks
Spock,
great. I look so short.
and then yeah, well, I mean, like I said, the man is tall.
Yep.
And then Ted is like, "Have you met Starfleet?" And we made a little detour, right? And the guys at Starfleet, they were doing their thing and stuff. And Ted is like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Oh, hey Ted," and they go back to like doing their things. And he's like, "Guys, like seriously, like
Don't
turn
embarrass me
around."
here.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, come on." And sure enough, right? Once they realized, they were like, "Oh my god!" Like so they.
It's
Of
more embarrassing
course,
for them than for you, dude. Because like the fact they just like look past him.
yeah, dude, seriously. And so I was like, I know I'm here, guys, but we're here for Zach today. And so yeah, they had a great interaction with him. Of course, Zach, was interesting to know. Excuse me, basically what Starfleet does and all of that cool stuff. He got to sit on their captain's chair, right? Which I thought was pretty cool. And yeah, and then they're like, all right, well, let us take Zach back, And so we basically walked him all the way through the green room. Sorry. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool that Ted, thought to do that as we were walking, through the con. Figure why not, dude? And that probably made those dudes, like a year or two, because
Oh yeah,
they
100%.
definitely were not expecting that.
That is
Not
really
expecting-
awesome.
Yeah, and then again, because I'm a part of a local cosplay group, the Ghostbusters of San Antonio, I think not all the time do actors understand like the stuff they've done and the work and the projects they've been a part of influences others to better their community. And so I think it was a great I'm going to say learning point, but I'm not trying to sound like critical or anything, just for Zachary to understand like these guys, these dozens of people, they literally raise money for charity, and they go to children's hospitals, and they probably do all this other stuff, and it's because of what he does,
Mhm.
his influence on the world. So whether he knows it or not, he's influencing people positively just by existing, just by being a part of his films and what he's done in the past. And I don't think the studios, or I don't think there's a way for them to know that right off the bat.
Yeah.
So you got a first-hand account of like, hey, this is who we are. We do this, 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 and the look on her face was like, I had no idea. That's amazing. It's incredible. So yeah, I think it's good for like those franchises, Star Wars, Star Trek, Ghostbusters, all that stuff, for those actors to kind of know that like it's bigger than entertainment. It really is.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Next year, the Odyssey cast. Debbie says, Debbie, that would be incredible. Who we talking? Well, I mean, everybody's in that movie. Holland, Jason Bourne, Zendaya in that one. Zendaya's in that one, right?
It
Yep.
is.
Zendaya's and everything.
Zendaya's in
Yeah.
everything.
She's
Lupita
in everything.
Nyong'o's in it, and if you don't like that, you can suck it. Anyway, sorry, I've been in a mood about people coming at her about that, and like, and you want to make fun of Lupita Nyong'o? Come fight me, bro. I'm not. Yeah, I'll go to war with Lupita Nyong'o. I don't care.
She's gonna be great. Maria says Trekkie's going to come after you. Talking about Jose. Israel, Fast and Furious is out now. Yes, sir. It's all about family. Go check it out in theaters now.
To be fair, when I first heard the title for the Furious, that's kind of what I thought it was about.
Yeah.
And then when I told my mom about it, she's like, "Oh, it's another Fast and Furious movie."
I thought they were done.
Carlos says I burned
Never.
calories while watching the Furious, bro. You're not kidding.
You absolutely can, because of
You
those times that
absolutely can.
you're dodging punches. You're not even. You're just watching the movie.
We don't have them anymore in town, but there used to be D-Box. There used to be D-Box theaters in San Antonio. We had at least two, and I think they're all gone now. But this is one of those movies where like you probably want to try and test those out, because you want to be in a D-Box chair for movies like Top Gun Maverick or like a superhero movie, but also the fighting movies. Because when they're punching and kicking, like your chair is jolting with the action.
Yeah.
It's so if you have a D-Box theater anywhere near you, maybe give it a try and see how it goes. Lloyd says, "Oh yes, his was the only panel I got to see. I'll have what he's having to have that much energy talking about William Shatner. Incredible, incredible gentleman. James is in the chat. What's going on, James?
Hey, what's up, James?
Great convention, he says, and great job moderating the panels. Gracias,
James.
senor. Gracias. Always great seeing you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Carmen says, hi, it was nice meeting you. I was able to get some Supergirl caps from y'all, which reminds me, and congrats, Carmen, on winning the caps. The folks that entered the raffle for the Minions passes and the Supergirl passes, our Minions winner was, I'll just say her first name. Oh, no, Faith Smith. I remember now. Faith Smith, if you're watching, I hope you checked your email, because I sent you your winning pass link a few hours ago, and you're gonna want to use that as soon as possible, because in just a few minutes here, we're gonna give away the rest of the passes to Minions. Also, those of you who entered the Supergirl advanced screening raffle, we will announce that winner as soon as we get the final details. I'll say that on the screening. We're still waiting on a couple of things, and then we will be picking a different winner for the Supergirl prize pack, which includes a T-shirt and a hat. So, coming very soon from us. Maria says, Zach in the captain's chair is saved on my phone. Yeah,
Nice.
fantastic. That's awesome.
Nice.
Debbie says, thumbs up. Emmanuel says, the Furious needs 4DX release. That would be amazing. Carlos says, Houston AMC 30 has 4DX. I try to see everything in that format. I would too. We don't have any 4DX theaters in town, and we're the 7th or 6th largest city in the nation. I don't get it.
Agreed.
Maria says, by the way, thanks for the Sabine Wren Funko Pop. I knew the answer to a Star Wars question. To
Nice.
Madi, you and the team making dreams.
Oh, I
come
remember.
true.
Yeah. You did a great job with the questions.
Let's see here. We've talked about a lot of the panels. Quick shot of John Cena, who commanded that stage, literally and figuratively. And probably the last one to talk about is this guy, Tom Hiddleston. Not sure what I could say that you guys probably don't already assume. One of the best panels that I've been lucky or blessed to be a part of.
Yeah.
I think somebody asked me a question this weekend. It was either one of the Star Wars guys on our team or just a random person who said, you don't ever get nervous? And I said, I don't get nervous about being in a panel. I get nervous when the panels aren't going well. And my nervousness increases the more that, like, the worse it gets. That's when I start getting nervous. But from the very first question in, I knew that Tom was going to have just eloquent, wonderful answers to everything I asked. So that put me in such a comfortable state and situation that like I probably could have asked him anything, and he would have been just a great guest. So one of the best panels I've been a part of. And this is the coolest part of that entire day or that entire night. Once the panel was done and we walked off the stage, he wouldn't leave. Usually with these big names and especially the Marvel people, like security grabs them by the collar and they walk them out the back door and they sit them in a kid's um, booster seat and they drive them off to the sunset. Sometimes I feel like they think I'm a dangerous person or something. They're like, let's get out of here now. Go, go, go. Tom would not leave. He wanted to keep talking about the panel and he wanted to keep talking to me about the questions. And I was so not used to that I was in shock internally. Like, you're still talking to me? You actually want to talk to me? You're not being forced on a stage to talk to me. You actually want to be here.
You're not contractually obligated.
Yeah, exactly. That was the most surprising and wonderful part was just like him wanting to have a conversation about what we just experienced afterwards. Hasn't happened before. It probably won't happen again like that. And I think it's just a testament to the kind of the person and the guest that he is. I hope everybody got a chance to see him at his booth or get a photo op with him. He's one of a kind. He's a genuine person. Um, I want nothing but the best for him now. If he wasn't already one of my favorite MCU characters or actors, he's shot to the top of the list right now, and it's gonna be hard to knock him off that pedestal. You guys have a favorite moment or a question about that panel? Those of you who were in attendance.
I feel like the coolest thing that he did was just like him going into the love he has for the character of Loki now. I feel like as much as I think we love Loki, I think he loves him even more because of all he's been able to do with the character since then. And and I'm just really happy for him. It's like he's like a guy like now that you heard him talking, like, oh, I'm glad good things are happening for you. You sound like a good person, so good things happening for you makes sense because you're awesome. So I'm happy about that. So that's how I felt like listening to him. I was like, oh, you sound like a genuinely nice person. I want nice things to happen to you. Thank you for that, sir. So that kind of thing, and like, and I know it sounds silly, but like growing up the comic book fan I am like literally like I remember like there were like 4 comics I had as a kid that I read over and over again until I got older and got more, and like so reading stories of Avengers, Justice League, blah blah blah. When the MCU became a thing, I was hoping they would get people who would take it as seriously as I'd hoped they would. I get it, acting, it's their role, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that, but to have people like Tom Hiddleston care so much about the character now, it makes the shows and the movies even more special because they care so much. It feels like when I cared a lot as a kid who was writing fan fictions, like I stopped. So that's what's awesome about him. It just seems like he's just like I'm glad he's had such a great career, and like I'm just happy for him. He's just a really nice dude.
Absolutely. Mary,
Yeah,
Jose, anything?
he talked
Go ahead.
about it with like such respect, man, that like Tommy said, he was just conveying his gratefulness, like, and at least to me it sounded genuine. And yes, I know he's a great actor, so maybe he was just lying to our faces, but i I chose to believe. Okay, I
My
want to believe
goodness.
I
like
I
a
want
want
to
to
couple of
believe. Yeah.
I've had like the pleasure of like seeing him at Paley Fest and he speaks the exact same way
Yeah.
like he did at this panel. Like he is very much his genuine self and stuff. And like you guys said, he's just like a nice guy. And it's always reassuring as a fan when the actress playing that character that you love so much is also a fan because they're gonna like take care of it and like keep its spirit alive with everything they do and like not let things go to the wayside or get thrown away, or at least do their best that it won't happen. So I feel safe with Tom taking care of Loki. So I think my favorite part
1000%.
is when you asked him, "How are you?" and then it just turned into this like 10-minute like back and forth where it really just felt like two buddies like catching up real
It
quick.
really did.
Yeah, right? It was so natural and everything was just like, yeah, we don't have winters and stuff like that. And he's
That
like, well,
was
you guys get rain.
funny.
Exactly. It was really sweet.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite part of the Tom Hiddleston panel for sure.
Yeah, it's something that I want to try it's something I want to try and incorporate more. Tommy and Jose know, like, sometimes we get a stack of like audience questions like that thick, and we have to, sort through them and stuff. And so like, most of the time we're rushing and we're trying to get to the questions right away, because I knew we didn't have any audience questions, because I knew whatever else. I was just like, I'm gonna try and take my time here getting to things, and it kind of worked out. And sometimes I'm charming, and sometimes I'm funny, and that panel I
You're
was, and
always
so
charming and funny. You're always
ah,
charming.
You,
Stop.
I agree. Mary's right. You are, but I also think like that's the power of Tom Hiddleston and increased your power because he has so much excess. It's like you got stronger. It's
his
like
is overflowing. Yeah,
yeah, it
his,
was overflowing.
it's overflowing.
His power is
Mar-
over 9,000, so you just got some residual.
Maria says, I'm gonna watch your replay of Tom's panel. Yes, Maria, please do, because I've watched it 3 times already.
I don't blame
And
you.
if you want to watch Tom's panel, you can do so after this stream by going onto our website or our YouTube channel. It's already up. So is the Voyager panel for those of you who want to watch the Voyager panel. And most of the panels that we were all a part of are going to go up on
And-
YouTube or somewhere. Jose already has his panel up with Manas Fandi and Charlie Barnett. So go check that out because it's absolutely hilarious. You're not going to want to miss it.
Hopefully, mine will be up soon once I'm able to get everything uploaded.
My goal is to try and get these out as quickly as possible because I've slept enough. I've recovered. I need to now focus on getting these out, and I will do so. Heather says, loved how Tom expressed his appreciation and gratitude to us, his fans. Yeah, that was the very last thing he did. He stood up and he told everybody how much how lucky he is and how much he appreciates us. And he understands, whether it's this panel, whether it's all the events he's been to, he understands how much Loki means to the world. So it was great for him to do that. And again, I said every day we had like 2 or 3 incredible moments, and that was just another one. Him standing up and just talking to the crowd and being genuine about how he felt, and it was so good. Mary's also saying the same thing. I just love how appreciative and thankful he was for his career and the fans that love him. Yeah, 1000%.
He's like a real dude.
Carmen, yeah. Carmen says, I met Tom at MegaCon. He is an absolute sweetheart. Wish I could have gone to the panel. If you want to watch it, I'm sorry you were not there. If you want to watch it, you can go watch it on our website or our YouTube channel. Tom needs to dance next time. That man can dance. Maria, you have no idea how hard it was for me to not put in a question about, hey, will you show us a move or something? I was this close to doing it, and I thought, yeah, I'll skip it. Maybe I'll save it for next time since I know him a little bit better now. Let's see here. Sorry, but DFW still has D-Box and 270, etc. Come see us. Yvette, I might have to. I also need to go to the not Cosmo. What's that? Cosm. I need to go to the Cosm Theater and go watch a movie there if they still do movies. After meeting celebrities, nervousness goes out the door. It depends on which celebrity you're talking about, I think. I met Eva Longoria one time by accident, and I froze in my tracks. So different
That
celebrities
makes total sense.
have
Who
different
wouldn't?
effects.
But you got to meet what's her face at Saturn, and you got to take a
Oh,
picture with her, and you were very smooth about
Gina
that one.
Davis.
That's right, Gina Davis.
Boy, let me tell you.
You
I'd
were
have
so
froze.
smooth.
I'd have froze meeting Gina Davis. I ain't gonna sit here and pretend like I wouldn't.
I don't even know if I knew she was there. I was just like, oh my gosh, Gina Davis. And I was
Yeah,
telling Mary, like, I need to go talk to her. I need to go talk to her.
I think we
And
saw her on the sheet, and you got very excited.
I don't even remember what we talked about, but I think I might have told her that I loved Long Kiss Goodnight, that it's just
Yeah.
one of the greatest, most underrated action movies of all time. One of Sam Jackson's first movies, I think. And yeah, she was getting. I think she got honored for something that night. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, meeting Gina. What a sweetheart. Kimberly says, "Furious 40X. I'm not looking for my seat to give me a black eye."
I mean, honestly, fair,
That's
Fair.
so
fair.
good.
She says,
That's
"Losing a
good.
fight match with my chair." Lloyd, fantastic question. I'm going to pose this to our panel up here. Who was the best dressed star of the weekend? He says Zachary Quinto. What do you guys think?
That one's hard.
That is hard.
Jimmy Smits looked good in that suit.
Yeah.
This
Hayden
is
had his
true.
very casual look to him, but it works for him.
Yeah, and he accessorized with his dog, so that was nice.
Stop. His dog, when I went to go get his autograph, his dog was back there. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Is that your dog?" And he's like, "Yeah." And his dog's like jumping up on him and he's like talking to his dog, like, "Hey, I'm trying to do something right now." And I'm like, "Oh my God, he's just like the rest of us."
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
It was wild.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
not
hard
sure.
to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like because I'm biased towards the people I have panels with. So so Kate Mulgrew looked like she was still in charge, and she was. And Jerry Ryan exists, so I don't have to. So she kind of wins out by default. So hard to say.
You can't tell from this photo I'm about to pull up, but Laura Vandervoort has not aged since Smallville. And
No,
she had on this like all black leather attire, and if somebody handed her, she's the one right next to me, luckily, and if someone were to hand her the Supergirl outfit today, it would still fit, like for sure, bar none, whatever. Yeah, yes, there's yeah, I'll tell you guys a moment. She was fixing her dress and like her legs slipped out of her dress, and I'm just like, "What are you doing?" I'm trying to focus. Like, let me focus on the questions. She's trying to distract me.
Oh, Ted.
She was trying to distract me. I think she did it on purpose. And I immediately was like, "No."
She
Oh,
absolutely
Lord.
did.
Looking at my questions, you are not going to pull a Rosario Dawson on me. And that's what happened. So I would say for the weekend, best dress for me would be Laura, just because um, looks incredible and leather from head to toe, like a biker jacket or whatever she had on. It was amazing. Tommy, did you figure one out?
I think Robert Picardo was actually pretty snazzily dressed. I can't even
He
lie, dude.
was.
Like so, I think he might have to be my hands down winner. Actually, if I eliminating bias from it, I think he like pretty snappy dresser there. I like that. The hat pulled the whole outfit together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just got a notification that guy Tommy is live. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
a little bit.
you're about to go right now.
No,
Tommy, any final words before you jump off?
final words. I'll say this. Every year I get to do this, it still feels like it's the first time. Like even though I have experience, because it's always different. It's always new people, and it's always a new experience because you never know what you're gonna get. But the fact that I still get to sit down with people from legendary shows, TV. The fact that I grew up because from start to finish, Star Trek Voyager was the first one I ever saw. Like start to finish, because by the time I was born, a next generation was already going for at least 1 or 2 seasons, right? So I didn't see it from the beginning. I saw Voyager from the beginning, but to know that all these years removed, I get to sit down or with Kate Mulgrew stand up and talk with these people about these projects. It's insane to me, and it's like and it's something I ever take for granted. So like I mentioned, I text some of the group earlier that this always means a lot to me. It will always mean a lot to me, and I just thank Countdown City Geeks for ever bringing me in and letting me do this, because it is still mind blowing that this is my life. Because then I go. I show my family like these pictures, and I show them like the clips of these people that I'm talking to, and it's just like, even my families are like, "Who are you now? You don't know who you are." I was like, "I'm still the same person because I can't believe I'm doing this either." So, no, this is just another year of I can't believe this happened to me. that I'll look back at these pictures in like 2 or 3 months and be like, my God, that actually happened. That wasn't just like a lie I told myself I experienced, and then that's what happened. So no, just thanks for the opportunity, and I will never take it for granted. I appreciate it, man. It's awesome.
100%, man. You bring it every time. Jose brings it every time.
Thank you.
I I think I always say like, oh yeah, let's go over you guys' questions and we'll plan and strategize and stuff. But we don't need to do that. You guys have this on lock, and you kill it every single time. I got nothing to worry about. I don't ever try and worry about it. I just know that I could trust you guys to bring it and kill it and be funny and ask great questions and moderate and lead the way you're supposed to. And yeah, I never have any worries about what y'all are gonna do. So, Tommy, thanks for everything, man.
Thank you. All right, and if anyone is interested in Final Fantasy 12 the Zodiac Age, pop on over to that guy Tommy on Twitch and YouTube right now. See you guys later.
We'll see you.
Peace
Hi,
out.
Tommy.
Bye.
A few more comments, and then we'll get to our advanced screening giveaway because I know a lot of folks are waiting on it. Israel says, "You're right, because if I met John, I was going to cry and faint." Absolutely. Mary says, "One of y'all asked Robert Picardo to sing, and he did a whole freaking opera." Yes, he did. Yeah, it was a fan question, and I asked Robert. I was like, "Hey, are you gonna be okay with this?" And he said, "Yeah." He acted like he wasn't on the panel, but he already like agreed to it and stuff. So yeah. Yvette says, "Yes, Cosmos still open and playing movies after the World Cup games are over, anyways." Ooh, World Cup game in the Cosm might be pretty awesome.
Yep. Hey, before you jump off to the next one, I'm also gonna have to jump off right now. But
Absolutely.
so I just wanted to say, mimic a little bit what Tommy was saying. So thank you to everybody that was at the panels. Because it sucks to walk out there, just see like all empty seats. We would still do it. We would still have fun. But it's always good when the crowd is actually there to participate. So thank you to everybody that prioritizes the panels. There's a lot always going on at the show. So I understand that people might not be like, yeah, I'm gonna go sit down for an hour and just watch something, right? Like they want to go shopping, they want to get their autos, they want to get their pictures, all of that stuff. So I do appreciate those fans that make it a point, to show up to the panels because, like I said, and like Ted was saying, that's when you get nervous, right? When you're like, dude, there's 3 people here, and again, we would still do it, and we would still do okay, right? But it's always better when there's at least like 30 people like Ted's. There's like 300 people at his. So it's always a little bit better with a lot more. So thank you for guys for that. Thank you to SpaceCon overall, for letting us still do this. And once again, like Tommy said, thank you to the Countdown City Geeks, for giving us this opportunity, for supporting us, and for trusting us. Really, that we are fans, of course, and we're gonna try to do our absolute best when we're up there. So with that, I'm gonna say good night to everybody. Congratulations to all the winners. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you will enjoy the prizes very, very much. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off now.
Thank
Hi,
you
Jose.
for everything you do, man. And you're streaming tomorrow to talk about SpaceCon. What time is that
Oh
going
yeah,
down?
good point. I should plug my stuff. Yes, tomorrow 8:30 p.m. With a buddy of mine. His name is Tony from Star Wars 66. Great YouTuber, very of course into Star Wars, and this was his first time at the show as well. So we're gonna pick in his brain about what he thought, and added bonus for those of you who do a little bit of a cross fan section there. He was also at the finals game. So we'll also talk about a little bit about that. And yes, I'm gonna spoil it because I don't want any cursing on my stream. But he was going for the other team. All right, so
Oh
just
no.
just letting you know. All right. But yeah, so 8:30 p.m. Tomorrow over on General Canoe's Bunker. Yeah, check it out. We'll be talking a little bit more about SpaceCon.
Absolutely. Congrats, man. Another successful weekend for you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, y'all. Be safe. May the force
Bye.
be with you.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Always.
There you go.
And and now there were two.
And then
And
there's two.
before we go on, for the folks waiting in the chat, I'm gonna go over it real quick. We're giving away advanced screening passes to monsters. I want to say monsters and minions, but it's minions and monsters.
Mm.
We are giving away passes to Minions and Monsters in Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. If you would like to attend, you must click that link in the chat right now. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't sometimes. If it doesn't work, you can also visit our website at countdowncitygeeks.com and go to the contest section of the page, and you can go register and claim your passes. Again, it's first come, first serve the day of the screening, which is Monday, June 29th. You want to arrive early, especially for a movie like this one. It's going to be a guaranteed sellout. So be sure to arrive as early as you can. That way you can guarantee your seat or have the best chance at making sure you are in the movie. So go now to the link in the chat and claim your passes to Minions and Monsters. All right, a few more comments, and then Monty, we'll get to kind of final thoughts here. Maria says panels are the main reason I go to the cons. That's fantastic. I love folks that enjoy the panels, and that's why I want to make sure I do the very best I can with said panels. Yeah, my camera froze, so I'm gonna reset it here in a second.
Oh
Carlos said
no.
Ted's a rock star. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that. Stephanie says, thanks, guys. Great recap of the great weekend event. You all are awesome, and it shows in your work. Stephanie, that means a lot to us. Thank you so much. It's a complete team effort. Everybody who was there this weekend for us had something to do. Everybody did something. They all offered their help, and it's all to make sure that the attendees have a great time. Are y'all okay with the rain? I
The
don't.
rain was wild the other day. I think it was yesterday morning when we were still all there. I think it was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
bad. Yeah, yeah. I think you were asleep.
Mary experienced her first like Texas like thunderstorm, and it's not no bueno, right, Mary?
Oh my gosh. I woke up. So I've never experienced lightning and thunder like that. Um, so I woke up because the room I was staying in was just a lot of windows. I genuinely thought there was just so much lightning. I thought someone came in my room and turned on the light. It was so consistent. I ended up texting my husband and I'm like, dude, I'm really scared. I don't know what to do. And he's like, yeah, that's what happens when you're not in California.
All right, let's give that a shot now. Ah, there we go.
There you are.
Yeah, multiple times during these thunderstorms. Um, I don't know if it's just because our houses are like cheaply made, but they really are. Let's be honest, folks. But yeah, it sounds like there's like a war zone outside, and you're just waiting for like
Yes.
a mortar to come crashing through your roof and your ceiling. So yeah, I apologize because yeah, that Saturday night was horrible. It was so, or whenever it was. No, it was Sunday night. That
It was
Sunday night was
Sunday. Yeah. Sunday night into Monday morning.
crazy.
I know I text David and
Glad it didn't
James.
happen during the event though.
Yes. I text David and James. I'm like, is this normal? And they're like, yeah, you're going to be okay. I was like, okay.
April says banana. I'm gonna assume that's a Minions reference. Banana. Mary Weatherington says, "Oh, I was late to the stream tonight, but I was dying to know if y'all asked Sean Gunn this time about Michael Rooker taking over his panel last year." Haha. We did.
Oh,
I don't know if they asked Sean that, but that was one of the best panels ever. And I don't know if I can set the scene at all for Mary. It was so funny. They came in together, Sean and Rooker, before the panel started. And Rooker said, "I'm not going to go on yet. Sean, you go on, and I'm going to go on later." And so Sean goes on stage. He's in a panel with Tommy, and then Rooker crashes it like 20 minutes later, not by coming out the back of the stage. He comes around and comes through the back aisle of the crowd, and he's
oh yeah, I believe
screaming. He's screaming at Sean Gunn like, "Hey, hey, what's going on? Why'd you start without me?" Like he's completely
it.
doing a bit. And then he acts. This is the genius, the comedic genius that Michael Rooker is. He knows there's stairs. He knows there's stairs on both sides of the stage. He doesn't bother using them. He proceeds to try and climb up the front of the stage, which is like 4.5 feet off the ground, and the man can't do it. I probably couldn't do it. So then I go over and put my hands down. I'm like, here you go, Mike. I'll help you out, buddy. And so he
Oh
stuck to my
no.
hands, and I lift him up. Not a lot, just enough for him to roll onto the stage, like military style. And the crowd is dying. The crowd is dying. And then the panel just went even more zany than that. And I'm sure, Mary, you remember all this stuff. It went off the rails. Like Rooker was doing audience questions, not by cards. He was in the audience interviewing people. Like, what's your question? And he would put the microphone in their face. And the funniest moment was he had a kid stand on a chair because he was too short. He goes, "Hey, kid, stand on the chair." But Michael doesn't know these chairs fold like
Oh no.
they fold like crazy. So the kid fell right through it.
Oh no.
And then Michael's like, "Oh my God, Michael Rooker almost killed the kid." It was so
I
funny.
100% believe that. I've had the pleasure of like meeting him once or twice, and he is very much that guy who just like wants to joke around and laugh. So
Yvette said, "Thank you all. You're very welcome, Yvette." Israel said, "It got full when you clicked it. We're already out of tickets? That's crazy.
dang.
That's crazy. Wow. You guys are wild." Israel
It's a good
says, "It's
movie. Everyone
okay.
wants
I'll
to go see
buy
it.
tickets." Sorry, Israel. I know you wanted to go, buddy. If anything, if they open more tickets, I will let you know. He can really swing a lightsaber. Yes, Mike Rooker is also very good with a lightsaber. Mary, anything else you want to mention about this past weekend? I know we've talked about the team, and I know you've talked about how great it was organized and ran. How about this? Who would you want to have in future SpaceCon? That's what I really want to know.
Man, that's hard because it's like obviously I want more Star Wars people. Um, I think Liam Neeson, Samuel L. Jackson, those are great, great options. You know, I would love for them to be there. Even like newer, like Charlie Barnett was a great addition. Like even some of
Yeah,
these newer people in it, like the Skeleton Crew kids, they're all super great. I would love to be able to get a chance to like talk to them and stuff too. Jude Law, man,
Jude,
that would be
man, that'd be
awesome.
amazing.
Outside of Star Wars, I love the House of Dragon cast would be amazing because then you get crossover with Doctor Who and Supergirl and so many other projects too. Um, man, Gilmore Girls, the fact that they got Sean Gunn would be nice. Like if they got more of the Gilmore Girls cast and they did a little combo with like Lauren Graham and stuff. Oh man, I would love that. I think that's my top. The like more Gilmore Girls and like newer Star Wars actors and actresses.
I'll pose the question to the chat right before we sign off here. If you could have anyone or any two people come to SpaceCon next year, who would it be? Um, I'm always gonna say Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah.
I'm always gonna want to meet Luke and the Joker himself in person. I've yet to do it. I think you've met him once before, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I have not met Mark yet, and I know I need to do it sooner than later. So I need to.
Yeah.
I got things in the works. Hopefully it happens fairly soon. But yeah, definitely want
You
to
need to
meet
move
Mark
to
one
LA.
day.
You need to
I
move to
think
LA. This
so.
is the benefit of LA is I can be like, yeah, yeah, I've met them.
I
You can
met him
move
at
to
the
LA and
grocery
join
store.
Paley Fest. Yeah, join Paley Fest. For if you are someone who lives in the LA area and wants to meet people and have these
Mm,
moments too, I highly recommend cons. But if you can't get to a convention, join like a local like Paley Fest or SAG, like different
sure,
venues and stuff like that.
you got it. I will do that. Other
Okay.
than Mark, I think like Tom Holland would be a great guest. Chris Evans would be amazing. I don't know if ScarJo would do a convention. It seems like her star power is like out of that realm.
Maybe not
Um,
anytime soon. Maybe down the road.
and you mentioned Star Wars people. I really would love to see Daisy Ridley because I feel like her in a panel would be just as eloquent and just
Yeah.
as fantastic as Tom was. They have something about him. She's so well spoken. She speaks her mind, and they're both really good at that. And so I think if you could get Daisy Ridley to do a panel or come to a space con in the future, that'd be incredible.
Imagine a panel with Daisy, John, and Oscar. Wild.
Hey,
Wild.
Oscar Isaac would be incredible. He's very much to me in that same he's that same sort of personality like Giancarlo
Yeah.
Esposito or even Diego Luna.
Yes.
When Diego was here like a few years back, his panel was great just because he's got a different like attitude and charisma about him than everybody else. And so yeah, they would both be fantastic.
Yeah. And
Um,
what beautiful representation as well.
dude, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't Pedro, but like
He's too
I
big.
just
He's
he's
too
not
big.
only too big, but he's also like I don't know if he would. I don't want to say he doesn't care. Like there's no incentive. Money is not an incentive for him to go to a space con or a convention like that.
I think he would do it for the fans and stuff. I mean, he goes to Celebration, right?
Mm,
He's super involved. He loves to do the interviews. He loves to do red carpet. Um, I think he would do a panel for the fans. It would be like an after hours panel for sure. But I just think he's too busy.
yeah,
That's what I mean by he's too big. Like he's just too busy right now. I think
yeah.
once Mandalorian everything is done, then he might really consider doing it.
Some guy named David Lozano. I don't know. Have you heard that
Who's
name
that?
before? I have
No, I've
no idea,
never
but
heard
he
of him.
says bring George Lucas to a future
Yeah,
panel.
right.
Uh yeah, that would be incredible, and I don't know if there's enough room for in any city to bring George Lucas to a panel. But to me, he's on
San
that same
Diego.
level like Pedro. Like they don't need money. What's the incentive? It You could say it's the fans, but like, um, it's
George
it's
is
one
more a
of those things.
storyteller. He's not a fan person. He wants to
Yeah,
tell his stories, you know?
yeah.
He's not doing it for the fans, he's doing it for his creative outlets.
But David might be on to something. Like, when do we start having conventions where like we start bringing directors in? Steven Spielberg,
Oh, that'd be
maybe
wild.
maybe J.J. Abrams, maybe
James
Ridley
Cameron.
Scott, James Cameron. Oh, are you kidding? Who
That'd
would?
be wild.
You and I got to hear Cameron talk in person on a stage, and we could do that all night. We could hear him talk for hours. You know what I
I
mean?
still go back and look and watch that video from time to time on my phone because I, like Tommy was saying earlier, sometimes I think about those times, like Saturn Awards and like this con and celebration, everything. And I'm like, did this really happen? Did I get to hug and like shake hand? Like, I'm never washing this hand again. This hand shook Hayden Christensen's hand. It's
Yeah,
never getting washed. I'll put a glove on it anytime I need to use it.
yeah,
So it's one of those things like, yeah, I watched that video of James Cameron giving that press room speech over and over and being like, this really happened.
yeah.
So super
It just
grateful.
popped in. It just popped in my head because I mentioned Ridley Scott. Sigourney Weaver, is probably top of my list.
She would do it.
Alien, Ghostbusters. I've seen her at a con before, and I
Hmm.
kid you not, her line was about half the size of a warehouse. Like it
Yeah.
was 10 to 12 rows deep and probably like 150 to 60 people in each row. Like it was so massive that I looked at that line and I said, I don't think I'm going to see her. So I bypassed it, which is,
Yeah.
I thought I'd get more chances, but that was the only time I've ever seen her go to a con. So never pass up a guest at a con. Lesson learned, folks. But
That's how I feel about Tom.
Sigourney would be an incredible guest.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Tom this SpaceCon. I really wish I had taken the time to go get a photo op with him.
Hmm. Um, Dan Aykroyd for me would be a massive get. If I could get Dan on the stage, like I just want to pick his brain on stuff. And then I think I've never met Mark, and the other guy who was at the top of my list to meet, but I luckily I've met twice in the last 2 years, is Bill Murray,
Ooh.
and I've met him in settings that weren't conventions, so they were very unique settings. But I would love for Bill to do one to see how it goes, so that he can be his charming self, because he is the most charming man in the world, and I would love to see him in that element, in that environment with the fans. And he's the ultimate showman. He grew up on SNL, so he's just it's like a switch for him, entertainment nonstop. So I would love to see him in that element. Emmanuel Castillo says Robert Rodriguez or Mike Judge will be fun directors. And Robert's up the street. Like, he's a phone call away. I think he would do it in a heartbeat. Actually, what's kind of unfortunate was that Robert had an event in San Antonio on Friday. It was a Dust Till Dawn screening,
Mm.
followed by a concert with Robert and his band. I had tickets to said event, and I assumed, I should never assume. I tell my team that don't ever assume. I assumed that I would be done with the convention in time to go to the event. I didn't get out of that bad boy until 10:30 maybe on Friday, because no complaints, but we were in the panel with Tom. So I did not make it to Robert's event, and I sold my tickets that morning, and somebody bought them. So whoever bought
Nice.
my tickets, I hope you had a great time.
That's
And
amazing.
Robert's holding another event. It's the Spy Kids 25th anniversary in San Antonio and in Austin. He's holding two events, and same spiel. He's gonna be rocking out, and he's gonna show the movie. And David says we saw George at a panel last year. We saw George at a panel, and then Mary and I saw George on stage receiving an award earlier this year. So yeah, you never know where life can take you. This has been a fantastic live stream. Thank you, everybody in the comments. You guys are truly amazing. Thanks for all of the kind words. I'm glad to hear that we're doing something right. Had we come in here and it been nothing but like, dude, y'all are trash. Like, your questions are stupid. The panels are boring. I'm not having any fun. I don't know what we would do. I'd probably just shut this thing off.
Oh
But
no.
it doesn't go that way. It's everybody's enjoying what we're doing. We're doing something right, and I think that's why they keep us around. So I have a great team. They're amazing. Everybody just has a great attitude and a great spirit, and they're willing to just do whatever it takes. And we don't run SpaceCon. People do that, and they make all the decisions. But the little section that we have, we take it seriously, and we want it to go extremely well. And so we work really hard to make sure at least the part that we're involved in goes well. And I think we're doing a good job so far. Mary, any final comments about SpaceCon? Your first SpaceCon, Mary. Was it everything you thought it would be?
It was, and so much more. I think I want to just really like finish off by saying like thank you so much to everyone who came to our booth, who are a part of our Patreon team and fans, or people who just like found Star Wars Stuff podcast for the first time at this con and signed up for our YouTube channel and spun the wheel and everything. Like, we are so grateful. I always tell people like we're a podcast that are just a group of friends that like to talk about Star Wars and stuff, and that's really what it is. And I even feel this like even today with like the countdown guys, like we're just a group of friends like reminiscing about our weekend and how much fun it was. So I'm just super grateful for everyone who takes the time to like listen to all of us and enjoys being a part of our conversations, whether we can hear you or not, yelling back at the car radio and stuff. So thank you so much.
Well said. I'm so glad you were here. I'm so glad Adam was here. I'm so glad Zach was here.
Yeah,
James,
Craig.
Craig. Craig's so funny. He would not stop talking about how great he thinks I am at being a moderator.
Oh yeah,
Craig,
he's in love with you. It's very sweet.
thank you, Craig. I appreciate it. And then when he left me alone, and then he started like bragging to my wife. Ted is so good at moderating.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, Craig. I get it, man. Thank you very much. I I think I'll never feel like I don't know. I think maybe at one point during a panel I'll feel like I'm doing a good job, but like I never go into it that way, and I never
You
walk
got
off the
imposter
stage
syndrome.
that way. It's weird.
You got
It's
imposter
weird.
syndrome. You're great, dude. I think enough people have told you now that you just have to accept it.
I will accept it as much as I can, but I want to keep the streak going. So
There you go.
we'll see what
Don't jinx it.
happens. What if M's in the chat saying, "Will you guys release more passes? I just need 3 more for my family." LOL. Need 3 more. Hopefully you got some. Yeah, they went quick, and I knew they would, but I didn't think they would go away in minutes. Um, if we release more, I will probably announce it tomorrow because the studio is probably not going to respond right now. So I'll ask tomorrow if there's any plans to release more tickets, and I will let folks know. So if you are already subscribed, make sure you turn on the notifications on Facebook so that if I post, hey, more tickets are out now, right? And then people will go and get them because I don't know when they might do that. So yeah, I will ask tomorrow. Congratulations to everybody that won passes. We will see some of our team will see you there. I don't know if everybody's gonna see you there. And also reminding you that if you sign up for our Supergirl raffle or the Supergirl prize pack raffle, we will announce those winners probably later this week. We're still waiting on details on some things. We're also, if you're in the Austin area, we are we are already holding our Supergirl screening contest. So you can go to our Instagram page and enter the contest by going to the iFly video. I didn't tell anybody on the team this, but Warner Brothers invited me out to an iFly facility, which is like an indoor skydiving facility. And so I was skydiving indoors. And I was like, I don't know if this thing's going to get me off the ground. It gets you off the ground. I was flying. So go check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Did
And
you
we
do the
did it all
Superman
in
pose?
celebration. Did it again?
Did you do the Superman pose?
You can't because you have to like you know what I mean. You got to catch the wind, so you have to kind of be like this.
You got to
If I was to
balance
do
on it.
this, like straighten out, the wind would just go around me, and I would just hit the bottom really hard.
Oh,
So I was having fun. I've always wanted to fly. So if you're in the Austin area and you want to join the Supergirl contest, go to that post right now, subscribe to our page, and tag a friend. That's how you enter, and those winners will be chosen tomorrow. We will choose the winners for the Austin screening tomorrow. San Antonio and other cities we're still waiting on, and that's that. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, in September, there's going to be a Mallrats cast reunion. Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, Jeremy London, like a whole slew of the cast are going to be in San Antonio for a very special event. For more information, go to the Kings of Horror page on social media. And it's going to be one of those things. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. And our team will be there with the coverage, and we're going to be most likely moderating some of those panels. So, like Kevin Smith in San Antonio for maybe the first time. I don't know if he's been here for any other events. So, it's going to be a must see event. So, don't miss that. I know there's more that I'm missing, but I'll just talk about it on social media later. Mary, are you guys streaming anytime this week about SpaceCon?
tomorrow, most likely, we don't have a time yet, but we will be definitely recording and going live a couple of times this week. We have so much to talk about as the Star Wars Stuff podcast. And then we'll realistically do our usual Sunday night live stream. And I will make sure David at least drops a couple of them for Monday drives and stuff for everybody who listens to the Star Wars Stuff podcast.
Hell yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So lots to
What
look
FM
forward to.
says, I got three. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You're very welcome. I hope you get more tickets, but if not, please enjoy the movie. And somebody named Craig Norberg is waving at us.
Hey,
Hello,
Craig.
Craig. Have you recovered, sir? Let us know before we end this stream in like 1 minute.
Dude,
Has
if you
Craig
guys have never
recovered
spoken,
from all the shenanigans in San Antonio?
you know what? He had the most rest because he was the one creating all the shenanigans. He didn't have to live through the shenanigans. The rest of us did. If you have never spoken to Craig, he is the funniest guy you
He
will
is.
ever meet. Oh my gosh, he is just so funny. Um, he we were playing games and stuff like that, and he's just telling joke after joke. So I'm exhausted just from laughing at everything Craig was saying and stuff.
He says he's not recovered yet, and he's laughing out loud. And I'm only happy a little bit that my Spurs lost because it made Craig happy. It made Giancarlo happy. I told Giancarlo to his
Love that.
face. It hurts a little less that you're happy about this. And also, I think Tom lives in New York, Tom Hiddleston. So I
Yeah.
think he's
Yes.
on the down low might be a Knicks fan. So that's a possibility. It's unfortunate that Hayden went to the game, was given a Spurs jersey, and they lost. That's got to be one of the worst parts about that loss.
No, I think the most unfortunate part was I know why they did 26 because it's the year 26, but they should have done 66. That would have been great.
Yeah, they really should have. Spurs, you should have asked one of us or the Star Wars
I
Stuff
know.
podcast, what number should
I
we
know.
give Hayden Christensen? We would have told you guys. Order
I would have been,
66.
yeah, you can get him one and I'll take the second one, the backup one.
It was a once in a life opportunity for me. Yeah, this is never going to happen again, or at least a lot of stars would need to align for this to happen. Us having a convention, the Spurs
Right.
being in the finals, and either them or another team winning a title in San Antonio, feet away from our event. And luckily, we were not anywhere near the chaos that ensued downtown. We were far enough away that it didn't bother us, but yeah, we can't get into that right now.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining this stream. I'm so glad that we read that you guys had such a great time and there were so many positive comments. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the Star Wars Stuff podcast, both on social media as well as on Spotify. They're going to be talking about the event later this week, and because I already know what they're getting into, there's a lot more happening this month and next month that you're going to want to stick around for. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, go ahead and subscribe to their channel as well as their podcast because they are going to be very busy coming up very soon. And I will probably be joining them on a few of these adventures. So I'll be posting about that very soon as well. Last comment goes to Craig. Ted was great at his panels. He's still talking about him. Your Knicks won, Craig. Let's talk about focus on the Knicks. You're spending too much time talking about me. The Knicks won. Talk about the Knicks.
You
Oh,
were the
final
highlight of
panel.
this weekend.
Final comment. X File panel was fire. I'm glad you liked it, July. Thanks everybody for joining the stream. Thanks for all the comments. Congrats to all the winners for the Millions of Monsters tickets. More advanced screen passes coming soon. Thank you all. Let's all do it again next year in 2027 because SpaceCon officially is coming back next year. I'm sure we'll be getting details in a couple of months. And if you want to suggest somebody coming to the con, you can do so by joining the SpaceCon fan forum and talking about your wish list there. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Jose, for joining me on the stream. I'm Ted, aka Steady with the Countdown City Geeks, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Awesome.